think oh, oh, here we go. All right, so my presentation is on how people should not be allowed to have exotic pets ever. Like, I don't like, yeah, they shouldn't have pets in general. Um, my name is Randy, and this is for you, Mr. Lombardi. Hey, all right. One reason they shouldn't have exotic pets is because first we have negligent owners. The pet trade means that many patrons end up buying cute looking cubs that grow up to become larger and stronger than they had anticipated. This can then result in mistreatment of the pet, which, like, people will go to the pet trade and then see this cute little cub, the cutest little tiger I've ever seen, and expect that to be the pet they're buying. But in reality, they're gonna have the pet for a couple weeks, maybe a month, and this pet is gonna be humongous and something that people shouldn't even like be taken care of. People can't even take care of cats sometimes. Hamsters. Why would people want to be trying to take care of tigers, lions, elephants? There's no way. Oh no, my battery's about to die. Oh no. Okay, I'm about to bust it out. It can cause horrific tragedies due to developed rather than instinctual aggression. These wild animals have a survival mentality. They're in the wild trying to live every day with getting food, getting water. They always have these things to do, and they got family to take care of. Um, Sometimes the pet is simply abandoned, which either causes it to perish in an unfamiliar environment or it becomes um, yeah. I don't know. Yeah. If you're just a bad owner, there's like the possibility of the pet being abandoned is very high. The rate is very high just because if you can't take care of a pet because you're too busy, you have work, or like say like me at the moment, like I have school, I have sports, I have work, I have all these things to do at such a small amount of time, and people don't understand that sometimes, and they need to figure out their life first before they should go to a pet trade, which first of all is illegal. So I don't even know why people go there. The the laws and just the fines you can get from that is something you shouldn't even want to risk for a pet, like that you probably won't even be able to take care of. Um, there's numerous success stories that keeping such dangerous animals as pets show that with some. Oh, I should probably grab my charger before. Can I? Oof. Okay, and we're back. How do I? Wait, am I not? Oh, do I just put this in the? How do I? Okay. Oh, okay, there we go. Okay, where was I? I'm sorry about that. I had to go grab a charger. My computer was about to die. I started it, didn't notice it was about to die. I'm sorry about that. Um, human. Okay, I'm not saying every owner is gonna be a bad owner, but what I will say is that when your pet does something bad, it goes towards you because it is your pet, it's your responsibility. So you will get blamed for whatever your pet does. Now, you better hope your pet is well trained and you trained them the right way so people look at you differently. The legal pet trade. The Endangered Species Act makes it illegal to possess, sell, or buy any endangered species. The U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service is in charge of prosecuting violators, which is literally a law, and people still take advantage of that and still find a way to put these animals in cages and just treat them terribly and still sell them and won't even care about it. Like these big owners of these businesses don't even care how these pets, these animals are getting treated while in their possession, which blows my mind because how are you supposed to get a good, healthy animal that you're trying to buy, but you end up getting a sick and traumatized animal because he's been sitting in a cage with no water, no food, because they don't really care about him. More than 1,000 internet sites offer to sell, give care advice, and provide chat rooms where buyers and sellers can haggle over a price. It blows my mind that there's so many sites to sell all these wild animals when we literally can't even be allowed to do it. Like people will go out their way to do the most riskiest things that make no sense. Like I don't even know how my boy Mike Tyson has a tiger as a pet. He's the last person I would allow to have a tiger in his possession. It's Mike Tyson. He bit someone's ear off, first of all. Like, how are you gonna bite someone's ear off and then give this person a pet tiger? Don't get me wrong, the pet tiger hasn't done anything bad yet, but you never know. You just never know with a pet tiger, especially when it's that grown. uh, Make no mention of the state or local laws regulating private possessions of exotics or of the dangers, difficulties, physical and psychological needs of the animals they peddle. And I was just talking about that because they literally, like I said, they don't care about how the animals feel, how they're like their well-being, none of that. They are literally doing it for the money. That is it. Like we shouldn't be hmm, how do I put this in the best way possible? I, if you want to, like, there's just so much more that you should do for these animals if you want to sell. Like, if I was selling, okay, I'm not saying I am, but if I was in an illegal pet trade and I was the owner of everything, I'd be trying to get these animals at their best possible, like nature, brains at 100%, like they're being well treated and everything, and these owners they'll just let them sit in the cage forever until they're gone, until they're sold, and that's all they care about is the money. Like everyone, main like that's everyone's main thing is money. And whatever they can do to get money, they'll do, and they'll do it at no matter what circumstance. And these people are doing it by letting these wild animals just be treated terribly. Um, the suffering of the animals in the hands are unqualified, and hapless buyers appear to be of no concern of the exotic pet trade. And then, like, when you buy a car, you go and check on it before to make sure you're buying something that you know works, you know has been maintained and everything. And people will buy off of pet trades and never even think about what they've been going through before that. What have they like, what their circumstances have been. They don't even think about that. Like they just go in there, buy the pets, and don't even care how they were treated in there. They just expect like to have this cool pet. And it's just there's no point of that. Like, look at this monkey. He's looking so sad because he's sitting probably in a cell block with no food, no water, no nothing. He's probably going to the bathroom in the corner with nothing there. Like, please help him. Like, it's not that hard. I don't know why people just can't. I don't know. I'm gonna stop. Okay. Um, Another reason is because they are highly developed animals. Higher predators such as big cats and crocodiles have highly developed predatory instincts that can't be wiped out very easily. Which makes sense because these animals live in the wild. They have to hunt. They have to be on top of everything because you never know when they'll get attacked or when they need to attack. Because if they don't attack and they miss their chance, that might be their last chance. And they need that mentality every time. And it's very hard to wipe out that mentality. Um, Supporters of the exotic pet trade argue that dogs were feral before they were domesticated, but the argument ignores the thousands of year domestication and selective breeding there was. And uh, so how I the selective breeding is so I'm gonna have to keep reading. So I'm gonna have to keep reading so they can get it more. How do I explain this? Mm, if you get an OG tiger and then you get a selective breeding of a tiger where they like the OG tiger is gonna be the tiger it is now with its high developed instinct, always on go mode, trying to attack someone, like not someone, but something. And the breeding version would just be a lot easier to train off the back because they don't have that mentality set. Because I mean, we bred them. Um, it's like so. What I'm trying to say is like you could probably go pack a wolf. You can go pet a wolf, but you're not petting a wild pack of wolves. Um, don't be fooled into thinking you can tame an endangered animal, placing them in unfamiliar, inappropriate environment like your house is not just dangerous for them, but for you. Because uh, people think that we can just tame whatever we want because of the things we know and the way we just examine everything and take everything piece by piece with science and uh, their brains and how they live and this and that. But even like that, these animals are still a wild animal, an endangered animal. Like no matter what, they're gonna feel unsafe, unfamiliar with wherever they're at because they want to be. They're usually in the wild. They're not sitting in a backyard or in a living room like we are. They're out in a forest or in like the middle of nowhere just trying to live. Um, and that could just be very dangerous because it's going to set them off. And you don't want to set them off because of an unfamiliar environment. Like, if you do that, they could easily get loose, chomp you guys up, chomp the neighbors up, chomp everyone up. And the only person getting in trouble is Probably, yes, probably the animal, but you're getting it the worst for surely. Um, Such brutal attacks can occur even if you think your pet endangered animal loves you. They simply don't think of you the way you think of them and may lash out at any time. And this is very true because animals don't think like us. Like in my opinion, we're very advanced with the things we do, and I just we're just at a humans are at a different level than all the other animals at the moment, and that's just facts. And the way we think is just not a way another animal would think. Yes, they have uh, similar ways of thinking like us, but I don't think they think like us at all. And yes, the animal can love you, but sometimes it will backstab you and do whatever it takes for someone else or something they have to accomplish. Um, And with those highly developed instincts, you never know when they're going to lash out. You let them hungry for a couple seconds, and just because you left them hungry for a couple seconds, they might eat you. That's the worst thing you want. Ooh, diseases. Okay. Um. So us having exotic pets would be really bad, just because these exotic pets pick up uh different diseases than what the normal pets we have now and us create or whatever. Yeah, create. I guess you can say not really create, but just start off. Yeah. Um, Exotic animals pose serious health risk to humans. Many exotic animals are carriers of zoonotic diseases such as herpes B, monkeypox, all of which are communicable, or they're all able to get to humans, which, like, a perfect example is Corona because we're living in it and we're experiencing it firsthand. And I know for a fact you don't want to live in another time like Corona. Like everyone wants to bring up how, ooh, I wish we didn't have Corona and this and that. Now you want exotic pets, and guess what? We finna have Corona 2.0. And herpes B virus, 80 to 90% of all monkeys are infected with herpes B or simian B, a virus that is harmless to monkeys but often fatal in humans. Now, why would you give a human a monkey knowing you can get herpes? Like, I would just wouldn't take that risk either. Um, yeah. Since the identification of the virus in 1932, they have only had 31 documented human infections by B virus, 21 of which were fatal, which is a good amount out of that 31. That's a lot. That's 21 out of the 31 were fatal. That is a big chunk out of that 31. So if we legalized having exotic pets and everyone was out there with exotic pets, you know how many people would die every day? So many just because of this virus. Um, since 1996, 1998, 16 different state health departments reported to the CDC uh, salmonella infections in persons who had direct and indirect contact with pet reptiles. And in 1994, 1995, 13 different state health departments reported infections too. This is without having exotic pets as or exotic animals as pets. Like we're already getting all these different type of infections with the pets we're already able to have, and like the livestocks were already able to have, like the cows and the chickens and stuff like that. And like, there's already diseases or infections that could harm us. So adding all these other different wildlife animals would be the worst thing ever because there'd be so many different infections, like things like there would be different strains of everything. There'd be different, oh, it'd be the hardest thing to control. And that's how, like, I'm not doing that. Public safety risk. Look at my man up there. He's scared. He is scared about that bear. That bear about to eat him up. Um, exotic animals are inherently dangerous to the individuals who possess them, to their neighbors, and to the community at large. Like I said, with the environment, like how they lash out because of the unfamiliar environmental space they're around, these animals can easily lose it and go nuts and just go off on your whole family, everyone by you. The whole community is at large because this animal decided to switch up for the one time and just think differently and go back to survival mode, which you didn't want, but it happened. Children and adults have been mauled by tigers, bitten by monkeys, and by snakes. And we like children and adults been mauled by tigers and monkeys. That's not even pets we're allowed to have. And you're telling me they're already biting people, children and adults, and you're telling me you want a pet tiger on the side of you right now, knowing that it could easily just chomp someone's arm off or chomp someone's leg off, maybe even chomp someone's head off. And monkeys, oh, you do not want them going crazy. Monkeys are, they're literally like, monkeys are us. They're literally us. Um, 52 people reported being bitten by monkeys between 1990 to 1997. In 7 years, we had 52 people reported being bitten by a monkey. I don't want to be one of them people reporting to the CDC about getting bit by a monkey. That's the last thing I want. It's the last thing I need. I don't want to worry about an owner having a pet monkey and me having to be on my A1, tippy toes, always basically thinking like a wild animal 24/7 because I think there's a monkey on the loose or something. Um, Even a seemingly friendly and loving animal can attack unsuspecting individuals. Many large cats have escaped from their cages and terrorized communities. Several of these incidents have resulted in their serious injuries to the persons who came in contact with an animal or the death of an animal. According to the University of Florida, more than 7,000 venomous snakes bites are reported annually in the United States. Um, uh, 15 of which result in deaths. Which, I mean, yeah, 15 is a pretty low rate, but that is 7,000 bites by a snake with venom. He's basically trying to kill you. Like, what? Why would you want a venomous snake in the first place? What do you need a venomous snake for? Like, there's no reason to have this venomous snake when there's a better purpose for that venomous snake out in the world. Some of these animals can have special needs sometimes. A lot of endangered species don't just eat any old things, and if they do, they could get sick or become malnourished, which makes sense because when we eat old things, we can get sick from them, and I wouldn't be surprised if they were the same way. I wouldn't want to be eating old meat. That would just make my stomach feel terrible, and I bet you it does the same thing to them. Many wild animals will have very specialized diets that may be expensive to buy or difficult to find. There's just animals out there that just don't eat things we can get our hands on. Um, and if we can't get our hands on it, it's very expensive because obviously it's that one difficult thing to find. When there's something difficult to find, it always comes at a price. And yeah, if you want to feed your exotic pet, you're gonna have to feed it exotic food. You feel me? And they also shouldn't be fed human foods such as rice or have too many sweet fruits such as banana or mango. I mean, unless it's a monkey, then you give it bananas. But yeah, uh, the reality is that all animals need special care and love. Special needs pets often require a lot of extra time and energy, especially as pets get older and the disabilities increasingly become worse, which is very true because you put this in a human perspective. If you don't give human love, if you don't give someone else love, they'll automatically hate you so quick. But just because you're not showing them love, you're not showing them that energy, the the care for them. So why would they want to give it back to you? And that's the same way these animals will look at it. Like you better give these animals care and love and everything they need so they can live a better life. Um, yeah, I don't know. You just if you're gonna get an exotic pet, you better be free every day, all the time. You better be ready for basically another kid. That's how it usually goes. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. So this is where it ends. But this is where I want to ask you: would you want a wild animal in your house or roaming in your area? Would you let that like just roam freely in your head that there's just a monkey two blocks away and he could be grown as hell trying to like I don't like you really want to think about a bear being right next to you all the time? Like I don't think you want that. And these are predators. They do that. They always hunt. They always try to do whatever they got to do to live. So that's the reason why I don't think we should be allowed to have exotic pets because humans and pets are at two different. They're two different. How do I put this? We're not similar at all. Like nowhere. Like we're at different levels than they are. I definitely feel like we're at a higher level than these exotic pets. I'm, I'm way higher level than these exotic pets if I'm gonna keep it 100 because the things we do now is something I don't think a wild animal would ever do or could do. We're on a different role, but that's for another talk, I guess. Yeah, I mean, I don't think they should. I don't want a rhino. Actually, I do want a rhino, but the thing is I know I'm not gonna be able to take care of it, so I'm not gonna try to buy one. But yeah.